assets like currencies, commodities, all right? And this can run into thousands of them. Our platform connects investors to the global financial market that has an average huge daily turnover of $6.6 trillion. On the Squared Financial platform, investors can actually trade over 10,000 financial assets like dollar, pound sterling, gold, silver, and the list goes on and on. I forgot to mention stock. You can actually trade stock on the platform and Bitcoin, okay? Now, on our platform, it's important for you to know that Squared Financial is a licensed and duly regulated entity by the Financial Service Authority. This means that investing through Squared Financial is safe and very much secure.
Okay. Now, looking at the current economic situation, of course, the inflation in the country, can your products or services help the ordinary Nigerian? Mr. Chris?
Okay, the answer is an obvious yes. You know, when I introduced the company earlier on, I've had to mention something. You know, so many persons are familiar with fund managers and all that. Squared Financial is an entity, is a brokerage firm that also have an academy. All right, we provide services that those other people provide for their clients. So you can liken us to banks. Okay, you can liken us to bank. We provide platform for individuals, corporate bodies to be able to do this business effectively. And we don't just provide platform. We'll make sure that you succeed in the business. Okay, so back to your question, you said, is it possible for us to, provide streams of income where people can, take advantage of our platform and make money, considering the situation in the country? The answer is an obvious yes, okay? We have packages on our platform that gives people room, even if you're a novice, it gives you room to make extra funds, judging by what is happening in the nation. And one of the products that avails you the opportunity to take such advantage is what we call Squared Social Trading Platform. Now, this is how it works. You have a registered account on our platform. You fund it with a certain amount of money. Then you mirror the trade of an experienced trader, that is a professional on the platform. This has nothing to do with you being experienced in the industry. You probably might have zero knowledge about this business, but through this product, you can make money while you sleep. The way it works is this. I said earlier on, you mirror the trade of a professional on our platform, but you put some stipulations. You can say, on no account should I lose more than a certain percentage of my capital, while you target a certain percentage at the end of the month. Now you have 100% control. You decide when to pull your funds. You decide when to deposit. So this is not a situation whereby you don't know where your funds are. You can pull it at any given time. Now, the second one is what we call IB. It's an acronym for introducing broker. All right. For those of us that are big on networking, you have a sphere of contact that is very, very rich. You can actually take advantage of this. You post your link on social media, reach out to as many persons as you can. As you bring them on board, you can actually introduce them to this copy trading system, or you direct them to our platform where they can take advantage of our academy. As they trade, as they transact on our platform, you have what is called rebates accrued to your name, and this is you can translate it to funds at the end of the day. So it's a win-win situation for you.
All right. So we've heard that online trading carries some level of risks. How can Squared Financial help its clients to mitigate such risks, Mr. Chris?
All right. Thank you. When it comes to businesses, every business have some amount of risk it carries. But whenever we talk about too much risk usually comes from you not knowing what you're doing. Okay. Right. So here at Squared Financial, we decided to embed education to what we do. And most of the time, once you can bridge that knowledge gap, then you see that people will be able to manage risk properly. So we'll prioritize education as far as business is concerned. Now, for most of us, or anyone listening to me right now, who maybe you've got your finger burnt based on the fact that you don't know how to manage risk, what we'll do is first we'll try as much as possible to make you understand the product that we have. Normally, as an individual, we'll classify risk either is under low risk, medium risk, or high risk. Same when it comes to risk appetite as well. There are those who have low risk tolerance, there are those who have medium risk tolerance, and those who can as well take high risk. Now, our product, like my colleague mentioned, that we have over 10,000 assets that you can get to trade. Some of these include stocks. Most of the stock that you can trade on our platform comes with low risk, right? Mm-hmm. Let's assume you want to buy Facebook shares, or you want to buy Amazon, or even some of these football clubs, you want to buy their shares. Now, you get to understand that the risk is a bit lower compared to currencies, or you're trading crude oil, which in most cases will classify as commodities, or you're buying gold and all that. So most of the time, once you understand what we call risk-reward ratio, which is something that we try as much as possible to make sure you understand as far as trading is concerned. For most of us that have been here for over a decade, some of the mistakes that we made at the initial time when we started is still same thing, because we didn't know how to manage risk. Now, here at Squared Financial, you're following those that already know how these things work, how you can get to make money, not just in Naira, but in dollars. And the interesting thing about forex trading is that it connects your personal economy to the global economy. So in most cases, you're going to jump the local economy. Okay. So, for instance, we are talking about a business. We are talking about a business that does over $7 trillion on daily turnover. Now, but in most cases, the mistake people make is that they don't know how to manage risk. So we'll put that first anytime we are trying to educate our clients on how they can do better in the financial market.
All right. Now, for those people who are interested in trading in this financial market, how can they go about it?
All right. So, like I mentioned earlier, that we've embedded education to what we do. So we'll have the Squared Academy. Now, this Squared Academy don't just run only physical; it also hosts online. So most of the time, here in Port Harcourt, we'll have a whole lot of traders, because I've mentored thousands of traders here in Port Harcourt. But I can get to tell you that this is a special offer, because we are building a very large community of traders. So whether you're already an existing trader and you're listening to me right now, or you're new to trading and you don't know jack about what forex trading is about, then we'll have you covered. So all you just need to do is to join our academy and learn. How does this run?
I take the requirements again. First of all, you need to be 18 years and above. You need to have any government-approved ID card, which could be a driver's license, an international passport, a voter's card, or a national ID card. Just like my colleague said, you just have to send YES, Y-E-S, to 0906 3573 572. I will take the number again. 0906 3573 572. Now, we have a lot of packages for different individuals. We understand the fact that because so many have gotten their fingers burnt, they probably may want to come on board nicodemously, meaning that they don't want crowd, they don't want to come to where so many people are. Right. We have a package for such people. So you can send yes to this number. We'll reach out to you. You tell us your specific preference. If you want to have one-on-one chat with us to be able to accommodate you, we'll create such package for you. If you want to join the online class, just like my colleague said, we'll have something like that for you. You want to come for the physical class that takes place at the Park Hotels located at Rumola by 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. 10 a.m. for beginners, those that falls under beginners category, then 12 to 2 p.m. for those that are already trading but they are not profitable in the business. One good thing about Squared Financial is this: we derive joy in seeing our clients succeed in this business. Hence, we have the academy where we do daily analysis. I'm not sure you can get this any other place. We do daily analysis and we have seasoned instructors, that you can actually go to the bank and cash out their words. You cash out their analysis, okay? They do daily analysis in the mornings, 10 30 every day for our clients. Provided you have a registered and funded account on our platform, you stand a chance to benefit, because over time we discovered that the reason many people make losses in FX is because they don't even know when to enter the market and when to exit. So if someone somewhere is guiding you on daily basis on when to enter to trade a particular asset of your choice, because you have the opportunity to say, can you run analysis on Euro USD or on GBP USD, and that will be done for you, and you can take advantage of the analysis that will be given at on these days. So I don't know what you'll be waiting for, if not to give us a call. Remember, we said the number is 0906 3573 572. And we'll be glad to assist you, because your success is our joy.
Okay, Mr. Chris, once again, let's go over the venue, time, and date for this particular event.
All right. If you want to join us, we'll be having a section tomorrow where we'll put you up as it has to do with the largest financial market, and the venue is at Park Hotel. Park Hotel is located just at Rumola Junction, and all you just need to do is to text YES to 0906 357 3572. One interesting thing, which is also something that led me into becoming a trader about 11 years ago, is the fact that it is necessary that you make money in a currency that is higher in value than the currency of the country you live in. We already know the value of the dollar to naira as at now. Just assume you will want to see my own track record. That will be a boost for you. I like sharing what I do. So if you feel you've not been successful, I will show you my results for years, right? I think that will motivate anybody that will want to join that section. And if you're trading already, join us by 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and it holds every Tuesday and Thursdays.
Okay, so what's the number they need to send?
So you just need to send YES to 0906 357 3572, 0906 357 3572.
Okay, Miss Monica, final words on the show quickly.
Well, you've heard all that I and my colleague have actually said. I will say, for you can actually change your trading trajectory by joining Squared Financial. Just like he said, the venue is Park Hotels, located at M, for those that are already trading. Let me not say professional, but those that are already trading.
Okay, 9:37 on the clock. Welcome back to the news. My name is Faustina Oputu, and without wasting any more time, I think I'm just going to go through the headlines, all right, and probably get into details of our opinion poll conversation, and then move on to real talk. After that, if we have more time, I'll probably look at some other stories, okay? So once again, apologies for the downtime. All right, so papers lined up. Vanguard, we have this headline. Tinubu officially suspends 0.5 cybersecurity levy. That headline you have on the Vanguard newspaper. Politicians on notice. Forensic Institute to verify candidates' document before 2027. I'll look at that for our opinion poll conversation. Cross River secures $3.5 billion for Bakassi Deep Sea Port. As I said earlier, this would interest some people. Still on the Vanguard, minimum wage, FG calls committee meeting. Labour insists on May 31 deadline. All right, still staying with the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria gains additional territory 5 times the size of Lagos. Okay, what would this mean for Nigeria? I'm wondering. Let rule of law prevail in River State. That's something on the Vanguard newspaper. You could go there and read it up for yourself. Moving on to Daily Post, ASU threatens fresh nationwide strike. Once again. And I'm sure that they're going to invite them to the drawing board or the round table for discussions. And at the end of the day, maybe we're just going to be dancing in circle. A Daily Post still, River State highly in debt, Governor Fubara reveals. So we'll look at this revelation for Real Talk this morning. Okay, we'll look at that. More like that's the latest revelation. I don't know if some people are surprised about this particular revelation. It's been generating mixed reactions from people. Some people, they feel like River State, are we really in this much debt? Okay, well, we'll get to find out that when we get to Real Talk segment of the show. Daily Post still, FEC okays 96.3 billion naira for construction of bus terminals, other FCT projects. Okay, Tinubu okays fresh investment in housing sector. This will be nice if it's something they can, bring to reality. Still on Daily Post, I was the highest beneficiary of incorruptible judiciary. That's according to Peter Obi. Wike did not make Fubara governor. God used him as tool. APC chieftain Eze says. Okay, interesting, right? Premium Times. Nigeria gains additional maritime territory as Tinubu receives committee report. Once again, I say, maybe, what does this mean for Nigeria? Additional territory, would it be to our gains? Like, how are we going to benefit from this? Is it going to be more trouble or, something exciting for Nigeria? I'll find out in due time. Still on Premium Times, 20 policies approved by Nigeria's FEC at 2-day meeting. Tinubu, Shetima, others now to pay tolls at nation's airports, gates. And finally, headline from a Guardian newspaper, just one. Nigeria considers compulsory installation of CNG pumps at fuel station. That you find on the Guardian newspaper. Nigeria considers compulsory installation of CNG pumps at fuel stations. So that's on the Guardian newspaper. All right, let me go through the opinion poll story and then I'll introduce members of the panel so we can begin our conversation from there. All right, so it's that story is on the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper, I'm trying to call it up. All right, politicians on notice. Forensic Institute to verify candidate document before 2027 polls. The National Chartered Institute of Forensics and Chartered Fraud Investigators of Nigeria has announced plans to verify the documents of political aspirants ahead of the 2027 general elections. This move is aimed at preventing electoral fraud and ensuring the credibility of the electoral process. Will it? You'll find out. The announcement was made by the pioneer president and chairman, governing council of the institute, Dr. Ilyasu Gashimbaki, during a meeting with the leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, in Abuja on Tuesday. According to Gashimbaki, the institute will work with IPAC to authenticate the documents of candidates before the primary elections. This includes verifying NYSC certificates, tax clearance certificates and academic certificates, amongst others. Dr. Gashimbaki stated that the Institute's intervention is necessary to prevent embarrassing situations like the nullification of the Bayelsa governorship election due to certificate forgery. He emphasized that politics is too important to be left in the hands of politicians alone, and that the Institute will engage with all political parties to strengthen the electoral management process. He further stated that the Institute plans to set up 2 2 laboratories to facilitate the verification process, ensuring that no dubious or forged documents are submitted by politicians during the elections. Dr. Gashimbaki said, politics is too important to be left in the hands of politicians. We will engage all political parties through IPAC to see how we can strengthen electoral management process. We've had several instances where we know that if forensic tools had been deployed, it would have saved the country embarrassment and even the stress the electorate went through. A typical case in point is the case of Bielsa, where the election of an elected governor was nullified because of certificate forgery that shouldn't have happened. The person that the masses elected was a different person from who became the governor because the court nullified it. We're talking to all the political parties in Nigeria. We've seen the decline of governance in Africa. This is the reason for multiple coups across Africa. One of the ways to address impunity is to tackle the recruitment process of people that occupy political offices, from the councillor to the president. For this reason, we are setting up 2 laboratories that would be too critical for the 2027 general elections to ensure that no dubious or forged document of any kind will be submitted by politicians during elections. We've had instances of forged NYSC certificates, tax clearance certificates, academic certificates filled in by politicians, like in the case of Bielsa, to stand for elections, and this leads the country to embarrassment, and the electorate are shortchanged. Okay, so there you have it. Okay, I think it's still quite a long read down there, but I think you get the gist. I don't know, but let me introduce members of the panel before I continue with I don't know. Okay, so we have this morning joining us right here in the studio, Asim Adams, Esquire, legal practitioner, civil rights crusader, convener, Lawyers Without Borders. Good morning, sir. Good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, Faustina. Once again, good to have you again with us.
All right.
Good morning, everybody.
Okay, also here in the studio, Dr. Obidima, journalist, international affairs analyst, lecturer, international diplomacy, River State University. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Faustina. It's my delight.
It's been a while.
Really?
I've been hearing your...
Yes, but I'm also been expecting something from you. We'll resolve it.
We will?
I think we'll resolve it after.
Oh, okay, I remember. Yeah, definitely. This is just the beginning. So after now, we'll take it on from there. All right, we also have joining us Chief Lovejoy Okere JP, social political analyst, community leader, voice of a nation, living in Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
Is it in Nigeria or River State?
Oh, River State. Living in River State.
River State is in Nigeria, so you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong now.
Not living in Nigeria, it's living in
River State.
Please. No, River State is hot now. I'm in Nigeria.
But that's the larger picture.
So when you are looking for me, you don't know where to see. I'm in Nigeria. I'm living in Nigeria now.
Oh, but let me go with what you put here.
River State is cool. I can live in River State.
I don't know why.
Okay, so for now you're living in Nigeria.
I don't know why you're not living in Nigeria.
I'm in Nigeria. Any part. When I ask you to come, you can trace me to where I am.
It's all right.
I'm in Nigeria now.
I can do that. It's very easy these days.
Yes, very easy.
Very easy. All right. We also have in-house analyst, Mr. Emmanuel Ndukwe. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Faustina. Good morning, Nigeria.
Okay. So don't forget that you can join the conversation. You can send your messages. So let me just drop the SMS and WhatsApp number so you can send in your messages, react to any of the headlines that interest you, right? 0701-933-9962. That is 0701-933-9962. On Facebook, it's Today95.1 FM. On X is at Today FM 951. Posts are up there, so you can go there and drop your comments. All right. So let me begin with Dr. Obidima. I don't know if it's too early to start preparing for 2027 because this obviously is in preparation for 2027. Do you think it's too early, to start preparing forensic or whatever or not? Do you think it's too early to start preparing?
First and foremost, that institute, is it empowered by the law? to carry out such function, to carry out such a forensic audit or analysis of candidates' certificates. If it's empowered by law to do that, so be it. But we're not. I think they will have not just hitches, they will also have glitches. You know, it will amount to nowhere. But I know that with the crop of politicians we have presently, I don't see that seeing the light of the day.
No, but before you continue, do you think it's too early to start preparation?
Well, it's not too early.
Okay, so you can continue.
Actually, in as much as the condition of finance in this country is quite precarious, if not, even in America, after the second year, they begin to also talk about, but the thing is that the system runs itself. Even if politicians are talking of election, the system, the institution, the structure put in place make governance to run itself. But here is the woman that run the system. The system, it had not been allowed to actually develop to the point that it runs itself, where even civil servants who are focused and who should be focused on policy implementations, will do their job. But the things that civil servants ought to do as an engine of development is being taken away from them and appropriated by politicians. They formulate policies, they also drive policies. And that is why when they begin to talk of election, 2027 election, it affects governance.
Okay.
So nothing will move in the positive to ensure that people benefit from the policies of government. So that is why, on the other hand, people will say it is too early to talk about 2027. But in this situation, there is nothing like being early. And if people should be, when they talk of candidates, whom are you going to scrutinize now? Who will meet tomorrow? Because there are some who are there today who will not be in the good book of either the president or the governors, that will not return. Or one thing or the other, there will also be the alignment. Maybe he didn't get the ticket, he moved to another party, and that party will also be having challenge to get through. So these are the things that are, when we aggregate them, we begin to say the institute. The institute, why are you coming up with this? Is it a proposal? Is it what you have been asked by the law to do? And where not, are you pushing to ensure that there's a legislation for you to perform that role within the political space? So these are things that they must have to tie up.
Now, if all of those things are tied up, do you think this is going to be helpful?
Definitely. Because, you see, most of the politicians are
will it work?
They are will forge, in fact, let me tell you, more than 50% of our politicians are with forged certificates.
More than 50%?
Yes, more than are with forged certificates. Forged primary, secondary, or university, even NYSC. So this kind of a thing can help us a lot to sanitize the system, so that when once you have a political ambition, you begin to put all your acts together from primary school, there will be no kind of shortcut. I'm going to what they call in Lagos, where they print certificate, or waiting also. So you go to somewhere, go to Benin Republic, and they get to 6 months of the election, you get a degree, and you come and they force it. And that is why we're having people without brain, without ideas. undermining our political life, and there's no way a nation can develop like that. We didn't have this kind of thing in the past. Leadership recruitment mechanism was quite transparent than what we are having today. Today, charlatans, street urchins, neophytes have really populated the political arena. And if you don't get politics right, there's no way you can get economic development and other social issues right. Because politics seem to organize all these aspects of our lives. Because politics is a process of selecting leaders that will carry out the art of governance. So once you don't get leadership, leaders right, it will affect every other thing.
All right. Let me move over to Barrister Adams. Looking at this, now they talked about the fact that they're doing this, they want to do this to prevent electoral fraud, and they want a system where at the end of the day, nobody's crying foul. Do you think we're going to succeed in this direction? Do you think with this, we wouldn't have the issues of forged certificates?
Please, I don't know if you can take that question again.
Okay, so
topic,
the Forensic Institute, they said they want to verify candidates' document before 2027 polls to prevent electoral fraud.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You see, the point is this. We always put the apple cart before the horse. The Forensic Institute, they want to set up another body for that. Whereas that ought to be under Independent National Electoral Commission. Now, I have asked this question before now. In the Electoral Act, INEC do...
We have the currency aspect, so there is so much profit to be made. Now, let me blow your mind. You see this buying and selling, it can actually be taken to another level, which means it can be done in the AI way, the automated way. I mean, when you don't have to stress about monitoring your trades, or you don't have to bother about where the market is going, but then you're steadily making profits. Why? Because all of your trading is done by AI, which means you can even build a passive kind of income. Whether you show up to work, whether you have family things to take care of, you have profits coming to you. I like to call it trading like a boss.
Okay, interesting. All right, trading like a boss. I like that. So it's like you can make money while you sleep.
Exactly.
Now, how can Nigerians participate in this and also benefit?
Well, this is why we're bringing the New Wave Tech Conference to Nigerians. We're an international-based company, but this is going to be our first big conference here in Nigeria. So if you're ready to upscale, not just upscale, turn this inflation into an opportunity, then you need to be there. Now, it's time to actually adopt this revolution and stop sleeping on opportunities. Like I like to say, come online. At this conference, we'll be informing and equipping you with all the businesses that you can leverage in 2024. I mentioned some earlier. I talked about dropshipping, blogging automation, YouTube automation, and e-trading. Now, all these businesses, we're going to be helping you upskill with them. Not just that, we'll be opening e-trading accounts and setting up softwares to boost your trades for those that will be interested. Also, we'll be providing AI software, the ones I talked about, that helps you do the buying and the selling even when you are not present. All these will be given at the premises.
All right, these are quite interesting and informative. Who are the people that are qualified to attend this conference, and is it free?
This conference is one of the most powerful, and getting a seat here could cost up to $100, but we'll be giving it absolutely free for every single person that will be attending. So if you're an investor, if you're a businessman, you're an employee, and you're a retiree, or even a job seeker, or even a housewife, okay? As long as you are interested in scaling up or turning this inflation into opportunity, this conference is for you. All you have to just do is come that day. You don't even have to be a computer literate. Just come with your internet connected device and we will definitely set you up.
Wow, there you have it. Free New Wave Tech Conference you can't afford to miss. Princess, can you tell us the date, the time, and venue of this conference and how people can register to attend?
This event will be taking place in the city of Port Harcourt. And the date is this week, Thursday, 16th, and Friday, 17th of May, 2024. This week, Thursday, 16th, and Friday, 17th of May, 2024. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And the venue is going to be at the City View Building, second floor, 26A Abba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. City View Building, second floor, 26A Abba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. To register is very simple. Text PH1, that is PH for Port Harcourt, and number 1 to this number to come for day 1. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. If you won't be available for the first day, you can register for day 2. Send PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. I'll take the number again. 091 6466 0000.
All right, so what else would participants be getting at this conference?
Well, being at the event alone is power-packed with so much benefit for you, but I would like to take it up a notch. Now, participants will be gaining 3 things by attending this event. For the first 100 persons, they'll be getting a comprehensive conference material and resources. Also, our partner broker who's going to be present at the event will be giving participants up to 124% bonus, which is equivalent to about 124,000 naira in your trading account, only for those that will be starting the business of trading. And finally, for those that will be delving into the automation aspect, we'll be giving you training consultation and then the software, which is the AI that would help you do the buying and the selling, and you get your returns constantly.
Wow, this sounds so good. Too good to be true, Princess. Can you tell us again the date, time, and venue of this conference?
This event will be taking place in the city of Port Harcourt. And the date is this week, Thursday, 16th, and Friday, 17th of May, 2024. This week, Thursday, 16th, and Friday, 17th of May, 2024. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. From 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And the venue is going to be at the City View Building, second floor, 26A Abba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. City View Building, second floor, 26A Abba Road, beside Market Junction, Port Harcourt. To register is very simple. Text PH1, that is PH for Port Harcourt, and number 1 to this number to come for day 1. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. If you won't be available for the first day, you can register for day 2. Send PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. PH2, that is Port Harcourt, and number 2 to this number. 091 6466 0000. 091 6466 0000. I'll take the number again. 091 6466 0000.
All right, opportunities come but once. This might be that opportunity you've been waiting for to move to the next level of your finances. New Wave Tech is here to educate Nigerians and enlighten us. This might be your chance. Why don't you take it? Thank you very much, Princess, for coming.
Thank you so much for having me at the studio.
And that was a paid infomercial.
Talk radio.
I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM. What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt, because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
95.1 FM, voice of the people.
And we're back.
7:22 on the clock. Welcome back to today's Quest, the newspaper review segment. And of course, yes, we are looking at a story for opinion poll. We were on it before we went on the news break. Well, welcome back. Remember, you can join the conversation, okay? Send in your messages, text messages, WhatsApp messages at 0701-933-9962. That's for messages only. You can join us via our social media platforms. Facebook, Today95.1 FM. You'll find posts for Real Talk, Opinion Poll, and of course, the general post where you have the links for the headlines, okay? So you can go there, click on the links and read up the story for yourself. All right? Thank you very much. And yes, of course, you can head over to X at Today FM 951. You find us there. So go there, drop a comment. All right? Thank you very much. And in due course, when I open up the phone lines, I would have you call to hear from you, react to the headlines. Any of the headlines I will read out to you that catches your fancy, you can react to it, okay? Once again, my name is Faustina Uputu. Thank you so much for being there. All right, thank you once again. All right, so our opinion poll story, we're looking at politicians on notice, Forensic Institute to verify candidate documents before 2027 polls. That's the story we were looking at before we went on the news break. Just to remind you that the National Chartered Institute of Forensics and Certified Fraud Investigators of Nigeria has announced plans to verify the documents of political aspirants ahead of the 2027 general elections. This move, they said, is aimed at preventing electoral fraud and ensuring the credibility of the electoral process. So we've just been looking at how helpful this is going to be. If there are some people who are going to be cutting corners, would we have people, going through the back doors, to boycott this particular process or bypass this particular process? Because, people will talk about the fact that when you come up with a mitigating effort, there are people that are ingenious enough to, just find ways around it. So I don't know if this is going to happen, but we still have the panelists in the studio. But I'm just going to move straight to Chief Loveday Okere to have his take on this particular story. Politicians on notice, Forensic Institute to verify certificates, documents, candidates' document before 2027 polls. So, do you think we're going to be successful in this? Are there any concerns you have about this?
Yeah, for Senate, there are a lot of concerns.
A lot of them?
A lot. There are more questions than answers to this. The reason is that there are constitutional provisions, either through the Electoral Act, that empowers or that provides the roles of INEC, the roles of political parties, the roles of individuals, including candidates. Now, if you're talking about Forensic Institute, that its role will be to examine candidates to
verify
candidates' credentials. Fine and good. It means you are trying to help INEC or to help political parties to, even including the judiciary, to make their job
easier.
But how are you going to reconcile this with the existing laws and acts? In the sense that whatever you are proposing now must pass through the rigors of National Assembly as an act that will metamorphose into an act. I mean, as a bill that will metamorphose into an act before that itself will have life. And it is not something of 1, 2, 3 years old, because it's going to be controversial. Because when Dr. Bidima was talking here, he said majority of those in government today do not have a real certificate. I don't know, but I know that some.
He gave a percentage.
He said 50%.
He probably did a survey. I don't know.
But I don't agree with him because he didn't carry out a survey. But the truth is that there are many that their certificates are questionable. Now, because of the way INEC do not have power to disqualify. Even political parties do not also have much power. The only power they have is that if they don't want you, they can use whatever reason to knock you off. But even when you do not have the required certificates from authentic institutions, once the political party like your face and like your whatever, once they are happy with you, they will give you their ticket. Now,
regardless of if you came with a forged certificate.
They won't. They will just give you the ticket. It is only somebody who knows you well, maybe your opponent, that will begin to challenge you to open the canker one that has to do with your certificate. And again, I don't even know. You see, we will always wake up, our leaders will always wake up and announce something that ordinarily is a dream that they should propose and scrutinize it very well before they will come to the public. Because if you bring out such institution now, who are you going to scrutinize? Who are the candidates for 2027, for instance? Who are the candidates? Are you going to begin to go from house to house to say, in case you will run an election, let us scrutinize your certificate? This thing should be done for. The target is that those who want to run an election in the next 2 years, for instance, bring yourself forward now. Those certificates that you have, we will scrutinize them, and there should be a data. Everything should be in the public. Otherwise, I will see it as a means of trying to create some another hole, conduct where money will also flow from, where people will be lobbying to, block whatever they are doing. So that, because ordinarily, if your result is authenticated by this forensic, what do you call it? Institute. It means that no other institution, including judiciary, is supposed to scrutinize you, because it is a government institution that is, once they give you their nod, it means you have a clean sheet. But you will also discover that even after that, people will still be taken to court for judiciary to also do one thing or the other for that which forensic institute has already, justified. So for me, if it is something that is going to be done, if it is an executive bill coming from the president must see that very, very well and articulate how this particular institute will operate, their timeline, their modus operandi, and it is also going to affect INEC's timetable. If INEC was preparing to conduct election within 1 year, it means INEC's preparation for election should be within 2 years, so that from the first, maybe January to December, it is the duty of anybody who wants to contest election must submit whatever to this forensic institute. For instance, election is 2027. Right. Now, this 2024 is going. So by 2025, if you know you want to run election under any guise, there should be a data form that I, who want to run election, will complete and attach my credentials and submit to that forensic institute. So that once they scrutinize me very, very well, have time to go to the institutions where I said I attended, my primary school, check whatever, then they will come to my profile and say, good. And if there are things that are not okay, it will also say Google, so that if I click in that public the website, I will know that I'm very clean. So that INEC too will know, my opponent will know. So that in the next year, say 2026, it will not be the time when INEC will now conduct primary elections for those provided by political parties who has been cleared by this forensic institute. So that we will not be having the question of whether this man's certificate is good or not. But then you would have been cleared by forensic institute. Then by 2027 proper, INEC will not say, okay, it is time for general elections. But if you come now to just announce vex something without all this plan, it wouldn't help us. It will complicate the issues already have in hand. And all these things I'm saying here must pass through an act, maybe amendment of the Electoral Act, or maybe it could be a fresh bill that has to do with establishment of this particular institute, because it seems to be like a department, and they should be independent from INEC, because they are removing a certain role. In the first place, INEC is even impotent of disqualifying candidates. They do not. They don't have the power. So now that they do not have power to disqualify candidates, all they know is that once political party brings a list to them, they do with it. Then whatever happens to it, it is between you and the opponent and court. But now there is an independent institute that will look at me 2 years before the election And it will continue. If I'm recontesting again in 2031, the record is already there. The institute do not need to worry themselves going to America, Harvard or wherever to confirm my certificate. Then fresh persons that are also coming now, the institute will look at them. This is the best way to go. But if they are coming up to announce whatever and make a shamble of it, we'll still be having these issues. If they can do this thing and articulate it this way I have said here, we'll have peace in Nigeria, and all this issue of certificate forgery
so the electoral
process
would be credible.
It will be a thing of the past.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let me get to Mr. Ndukwe.
On what?
On the Forensic Institute of Verifying Candidates document before the 2027 polls.
Well, it sounds very fantastic. You know, one problem with the ear is that whatever it loves, it will give it an accolade. I tell you, so as they have said, it sounds very fantastic. But I tell you, there are a lot of fantastic things that have been said in this country that did not see the daylight, or even if they do, eventually they'll be neutralized. Take, for instance, you are telling me political parties, somebody has submitted maybe his credentials. You are checking, is it? First, let me start from there.
Okay.
Now, this particular organization, I would want to believe that they must have met all the legal requirements, because that would be the first hurdle.
Exactly.
If they don't, and they are mounting it, we hear it, and the ears will always be very happy to hear such. If anything that can improve a Nigerian election, the ears will be happy to hear them. However, if the rudiments are not met, in other words, the legal rudiments, they will not see daylight in this country. Now, let's even agree that they've met all the legal requirements. Now, they are taking off. They have maybe checked everything about an individual. And that individual is the one Asorok wants to be whatever position, or in whatever position. The Forensic Institute, I doubt if their teeth will be able to bite that individual out of that contest. You know why? I will not want to believe that the Buhari administration, when they set up forensic audit for NDDC, that they did not come with requisite credentials, all the people that were engaged. But up to now, I may be the only person who has not heard about the report and everything about it. Forensic audit was about to pull down Nigeria. Nigeria was bubbling, agitated. But since they finished it, NDDC is still where it is, and nothing has happened. Now, this one is not coming from heaven. No, you know, they will say is how Emmanuel Ndukwe always talk. Now, what I'm asking, is this one going to wear a garb that will push it from heaven to come, so that as they promised, it will happen? Is it, Faustina, I have got tired of everything in this country. Not only government has failed, and I want to believe that this one is not government. It may be a private sector something. And as it stands, like I go back to the first thing I said, if they do not meet all the legal requirements, it will just be a proposal. They are still planning. And when you keep on planning, perhaps 2027 will come and pass. They will not start. Remember again, this is government institution, INEC, what they promised us about using, what do they call that thing?
The beavers?
Beavers, which never saw daylight because it was not used completely. I don't know what happened that on the day of presidential election, beavers went to work or they slept off. Now they started saying glitches and all that with controversies. And even, I think the Institute also controverted what they said about, there's something they said that happened, and then those people said there were no glitches. But INEC insists. What I'm saying, this particular organization, Forensic Institute, may come and verify whatever and then say, no, this candidate was good or this candidate was bad. And the political party will do what they want to do. Remember, in the first place, INEC has no power to disqualify any candidate. Who will disqualify them? The Forensic Institute. Do they have such mandate? So for me, they've made a promise. Let's take it like every other promise government has also been making for us. Government have made a lot of promises, but we've realized few of them, just few of all the promises. And so if that is the way this one is going to come, there's no doubt Nigeria has been living in a deluge of promises without gaining anything. But I do not think if they do what they have said and they are backed by legal requirements, that they will not excel. It will help in reducing fraud in election. But I tell you, in this country, whoever Sorok wants to be in any position will be there.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to a real talk segment. Coming down to River State. Okay. So there is a post on Daily Post, headline on Daily Post rather. I think it's almost in all the papers. But the one in Daily Post puts it this way: River State highly in debt, Governor Fubara reveals. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has revealed that the state is heavily in debt, and his administration inherited a huge debt profile from the previous administration of Nyesom Wike. Governor Fubara stated this on Tuesday during the commissioning of the Aleto Ogale Ebubu Eteo Road, also known as the Old Bori Road in Eleme local government area of the state. Now, the governor and Wike, who is the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, have been at loggerheads over control of the political sphere in the state. Now, despite intervention from President Bola Tinubu, the duo have continued their Cold War. Wike had on several occasions claimed he was leaving the state debt-free. But speaking at the commissioning ground at Eleme, Governor Fubara said most projects commissioned by the previous administration were not paid in full, adding that contractors of the projects not fully funded are returning for outstanding payments. Now, the governor, who did not give an estimate of the state's debt, said he is now compelled to speak out after being pushed by his detractors. He said, and I quote, "My story as a person will not be complete if Eleme is not mentioned. That is the truth. Maybe if I have not started from Eleme, I will not get to level 14. Okay, I think we need to just move on from that part and let me see. Okay, and for the records, this contract was awarded to CECC on the 14th of August 2023, not by but by this administration. And as we go further, we will be going with a white paper showing the record and amount this project was awarded. This project was awarded at 6.7 billion naira, and I can say boldly, no kobo is remaining. We have paid the contractor completely without owing. The purpose of this is to let the world know that if there is one problem this administration has, it's debts. Most of the projects commissioned by the last administration, the contractors are still coming for their balance payments, running into millions and billions. I have said I don't want to talk because I am part of the system, but when they keep pushing me, I will say it so that we will see the... Okay, so I can't say this word, but it's in the papers.
No. So,
read it for us.
What you don't want to read, you'll show me that.
It's something of the fowl, so let's just leave it.
No, it's that of the fowl.
It's that of the fowl.
When the wind blows.
Exactly, you can... Oh my goodness. Dr. Obidima, you just say that.
It's a common thing now.
No, it shouldn't be common here, please. It's heavy. But let us leave that one until when they are ready. We will also be ready. The small one we are doing now, they are not sleeping. I wonder what will happen when we do the big one. The problem we have is accumulated debt from the past government. Governor Fobara also said he invited his Abia state counterpart, Alex Oti, to commission the project, stating that he is committed to aligning with progressive figures. Oti, on his part, okay, so let's just leave out that side. But then again, this came, and over time we've been hearing that the past administration left, not leaving any debt for the state and blah, blah, blah. And this revelation came. I think some people are acting surprised. Others are not surprised by this at all. But Dr. Bidima, are you surprised by this particular revelation that the state is heavily in debt?
Can I be surprised when I've been consistent in the past 8 years telling the public that we have been deceived with flyovers? I've been consistent about that. And the cost of the flyovers, when you hear the amount, you begin to also wonder what I know when say Makinde was flagging off a flyover in Oyo, or the same length we have here. I said 1.something billion. We begin to wonder when they are mentioning 8 to 9 billion a year. Omahi made a statement. His flyover not sand and road and concrete, that some people are mentioning billions. There is an engineer. Where I'm concerned here is that the governor saying that contractors are coming demanding
for full employment.
Yes. Where is the 75% mobilization that the law empowered them in this their so-called Procurement Act to pay upfront as mobilization? Are we saying that 75% is put, and as it's put, the 75% is not paid to the contractor, but part of it is paid to the contractor?
But 75% is not 100%.
Yeah, we know. But you see, the point there is that if you pay 75%, are you not saying that 25% was not paid before the commissioning? What does 25% even? These are the things with time, if the governor has that political will, not to witch hunt, not to make the probe a kind of political, not to bring politicians, people with political interest to empanel that commission. If it is possible, get professional accounting firm to be members of that panel. Let us know what really happened, and let it be a kind of a value we are now instituting in this state, so that if you are coming to public office, you will not know how to put your hand in the till, because the next administration, the people will demand, is this transparent? Every successive administration will demand to know what happened in that for accountability. The governor himself was the accountant general within the period.
Of course.
Yeah? And should be in a position to also tell us certain things which we will not doubt him. If you say there was misappropriation, and your accountant general is the one revealing this, I'm not saying that you will be absolutely correct, or not. But for Sina,
yes,
when such claim is coming from a quarter that is the one that receives money and moves out more important project, you forever and never be looked down by people of River State.
Okay, let's move on. Let me get to Barrister Adams. River State highly in debt. Governor Fubara saying this. What concerns do you have about this? Are you concerned about the fact that this is coming at a time that there is a crisis in the city? Do you think this is, going to further compound the issues that we have on ground already?
Thank you. It has compounded the issues, politically speaking. The political firmament is going to be further heated up. That it is not an auspicious time, that, the governor, should be speaking on issues that will further exacerbate what is there. My own take and opinion is that what the governor has done is just political vendetta. And statement is made is different from the time that those statements were made. For instance, in Abia State, closer to us, he invited OT to come and commission. There was no stake. There was nothing at stake at that time. There was no political, diadem to be struggled for. The Ikpeazu went his way. Ikpeazu was somewhere, relaxing somewhere. Then the governor made the statement. And he even made the statement when handover was being done. It was not even during this time of construction and commissioning of projects. It is going to be, let me tell the governor in plain words. When you finish your 8th term in office, if you are not very good with your president is going to take over from you, he will still bring this probe matter and even talk about that you are owing, you left a lot of debt for him. It's a circle of, how would I put it? It's a circle, a concentric circle that we have in governance in Nigeria. But I want to say with due respect, that should not, detract and make any governor say, because I met huge debt, then I will not perform, as the case may be. These are the things we are happy to hear. Don't go out on the pulpit anymore in churches, construction sites, and begin to make allegations. You said you are going to set up a pro panel. You understand the point now? Set up your pro panel. When you set up your pro panel, you invite people there to come and do what? To come and answer to those things that are there. And I want to draw his ears and the government here. If you probably yes or weak case administration, I will say it's political vendetta.
He didn't say he wants to probe.
I'm just giving let me draw the ears. He has to probe the administration from 1990.
Governance in River State.
He should not deviate from the mantra he has set for himself. That's what I'm trying to say. If you do that, I will term it as selective amnesia. Let me tell you one thing is this. The River State that we live belongs to all of us. You understand? No man or no one has that baptismal right to overlord it over the rest of us. I am not saying he does not have the right to say so. Okay. But when you now go on a political voyage where you are doing, and the man you are talking to does not have the ample opportunity for him to then say, okay, let me answer it before a pro panel or before a panel that is set up. You now make statements that will inflate and further bring down that man in public without giving the man the opportunity to speak. Now, a lot of people say Wike should speak. I say no. Wike does not need to speak up at this point in time. Wike can speak up when he's properly invited, either in a court of law or in a pro panel, for him to come there and defend himself. Not in the altar of comedy and comedians and whatever, or in the public as case may be. That's what I want to say. Because no matter what he says here now, I'm sure that a lot of people will know the
and I will also defend that political party, that if you call it camp, if you call it group, if you call it whatever, where I belong, I will defend. That is exactly what is happening now. That in River State you have crisis. Any person who is coming to talk in favor of Fubara or who belongs to Fubara camp will talk to defend whatever they are doing. Any person who is in Wike, who is a pro-Wike, will talk to also favor. Typically. That is where we are now. That is where we are now. So whatever you are hearing now, don't take it serious, because it is. In fact, Barrister Adams have said a lot. But look, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Because as I'm a Rivers man, you see, a cockroach can never be innocent in the court of fowl and cock. It can never. Even if that cockroach was born now, as long as it's in the court of cock and fowl, cockroach can never be innocent.
It must be. In fact, it cannot be just sentenced. It must be sentenced to. It must be murdered. I'm telling you, that cockroach will die as long as it's in the midst of cock and fowl. It will die. Nothing will save it. So, is the governor going to constitute a panel bringing people from heaven to come and probe Wike? It's also going to bring people who, are in line of his thought now that this crisis is going on. You cannot go and bring the lives of, sorry, I will mention them because we are all Rivers people. You cannot go and bring the lives of Mogu Bonds or
one of the contractors or one of the.
As long as the money comes to my pocket politically, I wish I'm one of them. I will also cash out. And I will defend that source that cash is coming in. I will do that.
Wow.
I will defend it. But now that I'm talking, listen, Fosina. Now that I'm talking like a man as a concerned Rivers citizen who has not in any way received a dime from either Wike or Governor Fubara or even any of their aides that has served in government. I challenge anybody to come and say he has given Love Day contract or he has given me 1 naira in Rivers State. I'm in the politics in Rivers State. I've contributed my quota. So let anybody come and say. So whatever I say here, I'm not saying it because I have taken anything to defend anybody. But they should stop this thing they are doing. I want to tell the governor further that look, Mr. Governor, you are now free. You have gotten freedom from your godfather. And there was inflation in contract awarded, flyovers or whatever. Please, Rivers people are looking up to you now. Go and award contracts that are very cheaper than what Wike did. I will commend you. If Wike was awarding flyovers at 8 billion, 9 billion, projects that are very cheap. If Wike was spending 8 billion, let him spend 2 billion. Give us flyovers, more flyovers, give us more roads, create agricultural industries, give us electricity, go to communities that do not have electricity, give him that panel. Probe from 1999 till you may even leave their own government. Maybe somebody will probe you too. Probe up to Wike administration. All the list should be probed. Omeha should be probed. Amechi should be probed. Wike should be probed. These are because their government has not been probed up till now. So all of them should be probed, and let's have the white paper. And when you are inviting in that panel, invite all the former governors, including any other person that you think that may have done something.
Hold on, please. I will give him names that will in fact defame him, everything.
Yes.
That is it. You don't expect your opponent to throw party for you. Now, let me start on this issue. My people said that until there is an invasion of the soldier ant, soldier ant now.
Oh, yours is cockroach. Okay.
Yes. Well, until there is an invasion of the soldier ant, we wouldn't know the best dancer among the sheep or goats. And so, Fubara's camp will be making allegations. That's the governor of Rivers State. God, for now, he is the governor.
Absolutely.
Now, Wike's camp will also make their own allegations. How do we know? Emmanuel Ndukwu, I don't know government house even in Rivers State. But until there is a panel of investigators who will bring, whether what they will bring will be right or wrong, but at least give us a glimpse of what had happened in Rivers State.
From 1999,
we won't know which one that is right or wrong. I do not accept, that's my own opinion because I'm the one talking now. I do not accept that he must be compelled to go to 1999. Oh. When Wike probed Amechi, it was Amechi's administration alone. He didn't go beyond Amechi and go to Odili. So I'm hearing my friend Chief Okere saying that including Amechi's administration. Yes, he said so. No, even if you echoed, it doesn't mean anything to me. Do you know the reason? The reason is that I'm sure Adams did not come to River State this year. He was here when Amechi was probed. Now, if they are saying there are additions to that probe, they can bring those additions.
Oh, not
but
the fresh one.
Probed. Yes, it's been probed now. You see, one thing I stand for is the truth. Now, Fosina, if Fubara is saying that River State is indebted, for instance, that contracts.
Highly in debt.
Yes. If he says that they are indebted, even though I do not know the truth, but I will have the mind to accept. You know why?
Why?
He was the accountant general of River State.
So he knows.
Yes, he knows. And do I give him a pat on the back? No. Because, I don't know, maybe because I'm not a politician. If I am working for you, and every day I see that things are coming in, that's one thing.
All right.
Now, in terms of probe, I don't know why people are agitated. If Fubara thinks that probing Wike's administration is necessary, let him go on. And if Wike is invited, it is either he plays a magic card, he won't appear, or he appears. But for Emmanuel Ndukwe, you know, one thing about me is that if you call me and said, you stole this thing from me, I say, no, I have never stolen, and I won't steal. And where do you want us to go and discuss it? So long as I'm alive and reach that place, I will explain everything. You bring your evidence. Let me see that thing you give me that will make you change me to a thief, because I will never be. And God has been helping me. I won't be. Okay. See, if Fubara thinks that it's necessary to probe Wike administration, let him go ahead. Now, it is only, like I said, when there's an invention of the soldier ant, when that thing starts, that Wike will come and say, no, that thing you are saying. You remember Alex Oti said there's an audio airport. In Abia State.
I'm looking for it.
But Oti, Igbazo, has said that, no, the money was deployed into roads and all that. But we are looking for, even with AI, nobody has been able to track the airport, wherever. So the issue is that if Wike is guilty as charged, we are going to hear it from the, what do they call, Judicial Commission of Inquiry. Right. And if Fubara wants to end at Wike's administration, he has every right to end there. It must not go to 1999, because I keep on saying, when Wike probe, he chose his range, and the range he chose was that of Amechi, and he probed him. If there are reminders, let him also go ahead and bring those ones. Perhaps they'll institute another one, but he's no longer a governor. But right now, Faustina, if anybody, if Fubara is saying River State is indebted, I don't know, but I will be inclined to believing him because of the position he occupied. And remember, I have said that you are, like Chief Okere said, there is no way a cockroach will be free or have freedom before fowl and all the other ones, because he was the accountant general. Is he saying that what he was told is what he was doing, and why he did that is to protect his job? I heard he started following Wike from local government.
So I heard.
That's what I heard, though. I have not confirmed. And if that be the case, if Wike had been so illicit, he's been tagging behind him. Was he tagging? Is it that when you reach Wike, it will be all about illicit? Then once you reach his own front, it will be licit. That is the issue. So I am saying, let him prove so that we know both him and his master, because it was his master yesterday. Forget about whatever is happening.
Exactly, but this debt issue, shouldn't the government be inheriting the assets and liability?
No, Rivers is indebted, and incidentally, the debt came from the contracts awarded to some people and all that. He has right to say so. But we want proof. What I'm asking, as for what Chief Okere was saying, please let me debunk that. That the governor, you know the position of a governor. The governor
come up now.
I also said maybe that they were afraid of the governor there. I said so too. That now that they don't, that the fear is no longer there. they should come up with their long list. Let us know the contractors.
Right.
Okay. They will not say to the public.
The probe have started.
Your microphone is off.
Allow me finish.
No, you are talking.
When you people had your time,
my mouth is open.
when you people,
but your microphones are not on.
I want to say my own too. Monopolize the space, and it becomes something that it becomes a monologue, no longer a dialogue, or even a trialogue.
when you
but
were,
I gave you time. Just round
The
on.
time was not enough. The time wasn't
That
enough
was
at
not
all.
enough.
Mr. Anduke,
Adams,
conclusively.
allow me talk.
Yes.
You are a bastard. I didn't argue with you.
Because you see, I don't have any link with any of these people at all. I don't have. See,
We must be sympathetic.
Chief Okere, if I find you do wrong, I'll tell you. That's me.
Mr. Anduke, let's conclude.
What I'm saying is that if Fubara says such, he has right to say that. But what will now nail the whole thing is proof.
Okay.
Proof. And if he gives all the proof, then if you ask me, is Fubara free? I will say no, because they were part of the administration. But is he the one that will carry the can? I would also tell you no.
All right.
Simple.
Okay. Dr. Bidima.
An impression.
All right.
Yes, Amechi set up Justice Kayode Eshon's Judicial Panel of Inquiry on against Odili's administration. And that panel sat. Panel of inquiry is different from EFCC. Whatever perpetual injunction they got does not stop government from setting a panel of inquiry to probe or to look into the activities of previous government.
That's a fact.
Now, we can set up Omereji Judicial Panel of Inquiry to look into Amechi's governance activities. And that happened. The reports are there. So, SIN cannot go and set up a panel that will start from 1999.
Okay, you are saying those ones.
I hope you are getting. No, excuse me.
We'll bring all of them together.
Excuse me.
Because if the reports are there,
excuse me. Why is it that? No, we can't consider. Why is it that? Excuse me. Why is it that those who said those panel did not implement it? So if SIN sets this form, it should have the political will to implement it.
Okay. All right. Barrister Adams, you wanted to say something.
What I want to say is this. You see, I align myself with the thoughts and argument by people who say that development should take place in Rivers State rather than playing politics, because politics is 48 hours, 365 days in a year, etc., as the case may be. Now, my own take on this, I am not against any probe or whatever the people want to do, but I'm saying that it should be holistic.
Okay.
I still stand by that. Whether there was a panel that was set up in 1999 or thereabout, consolidate those particular panels and let us know where it is. I'm sorry, sir. I did not interject your flow when you were flowing.
His microphone is off. So continue.
But it's distracting me just like they are distracting me.
Dr. Bidima, you need to calm down.
Please.
Dr. Bidima, you have water by your side. Drink water.
Dr. Bidima, you can't say
down.
that.
Dr. Bidima, calm down.
I've practiced law for 31 years.
All right.
You can't say that.
Excuse
me, sir.
Justice,
you are becoming unruly. You are becoming
Dr. Bidima, you need to calm down. I gave you time. Dr. Bidima.
Even when that panel was set up,
Dr. Bidima, you need to calm down.
The right word is that you are talking in a roundabout manner, being bellicose. With due respect, sir.
I hope please withdraw that.
Please, sir. Let me say.
Begin to use some cute language.
I think it's not cute. It's not cute.
All right.
It's not cute. It's not cute.
Okay, welcome back. All right. Barrister Adams,
yes,
in just a few...
If you just give me a minute or they're about to round up.
Just 1 minute.
The interest of Rivers State should be paramount in all these things. Politics should be put aside.
Okay.
Indebtedness is always a thing that is a concentric circle. If you go to any state, the governor who took over will say, I met debts. I met XYZ debts, as the case may be. So it shouldn't be a yardstick for punitive measures, as the case may be, politically speaking. You know, we know it is there. If you want to probe, you probe.
All right.
As the case may be. I know you have the right to choose who you want to probe, but I'm asking. I cannot control the governor. I'm not a member of the House of Assembly, but my opinion, which is allodial and very sacrosanct, is that whatever probes that have been done before, you can consolidate them for the good and for us to know exactly where this problem is coming from.
All right.
Now, finally, under the Constitution, if we practice democracy according to our constitutional tenets, Section 72 says that every state and even the federal government have to have what they call audited accounts every year. Every year, 31st December, Rivers State government, Edo State government, we have an audited account, by independent auditors that will be published for us to see. All the states of the region, including the federal government. But we are not doing that. That's why we have all this confusion here and there. That's my take on this.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so time for me to bring you in on this conversation. It's still today's question, Today 95.1 FM, 11:25 on the clock. And so you can dial 0817-000951 and 0810-9510-951. Send your messages to 0701-933-9962. Okay. On X at Today95.1 FM, at Today951 FM, actually. On Facebook, Today95.1 FM. So let me begin from X because it loaded already. At Pauline Eso says, good morning, Fosina, Dr. Obidira, and the rest in the studio. Gamsim should hasten the probe so the world will see how reckless, was with our resources. I love the fact that Wike's karma came earlier than expected. As it is sweet us, you go to pin them. Okay. The black man, this is from Ice Cold Manuel. The black man, in all ramifications, is incapable of leadership. It takes an inherent capacity to organize and influence people towards positive change. Even this one, who brings the past anyhowness to the fore, isn't any ready or better governance. Pity. Okay, so I'd ask that you react to a particular headline, okay? So we know your direction. Scientific something. Apologize for that. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me head over to Facebook and take some comments before I would come to the phone lines. All right, just a moment. Okay, so on Facebook we have... let me take comments from the general post. Umar Lebra says, Dr. Mrs. Umar Lebra from Owerri, why can't this ASU issue be addressed once and for all? Why toying with the education and glorious destinies of our children? When two elephants fight, the grass suffers, our children are going to bear the brunt. Let there be total overhaul of our educational system that is burning right now. Why can't the 26% budget prescribed by UNESCO be implemented in this country? I want government to declare a state of emergency on education. So worrisome. Okay, so you're reacting on the ASU strike story. Achille Edwin says the governor Simfora should not just complain but probe the former governor Wike to account for the 8 years of his stewardship, even as the federal government should work in synergy with the state to pay the workers a living wage. Amity Prince says politicians on notice Forensic Institute to verify candidates' documents. Story. It will still be politicized like asset declaration. Okay. Oh, remember that one. Asset declaration. You said it's going to be politicized. Bakassi Deep Sea Port in Cross River is a welcome development, but what about Ibakassi Port in Akwa Ibom State that's supposed to build since when the Senate President Godswill Akpabio was a governor? Please, I want to know what's keeping the project till today. All right, so VIP paying for toll gate is a political cheating to other citizens. How much is the money? Nicholas Erasmus says, greetings everyone in the studio. Governor Simfobra's statement that he inherited huge debt from past administration is shocking after Mr. Wike boasted that he paid for all the projects. I really wish the probe should start immediately so that we can get more facts. Okay. All right. I'm trying to scientific Lochi. Sorry about that. News Unikiri says, I was the highest beneficiary of incorruptible judiciary, Peter Obi. Okay, that headline. Very true, sir, but those days are gone. Now we have a judiciary that is influenced by corrupt politicians. Justice is now for the highest bidder, the shame of it all. Shatima and Tinubu to pay toll fees, and this is supposed to be news. They can't fool me. What you did afterward. All right, so let me take some comments from the Real Talk post. Just a few. I'll take a few and then move on to the phone lines. Patrick Ransom says, I knew from the beginning that any governor that after the Wike regime must inherit billions of debts because the 8 years budget wasn't seen by Rivers people. The way and manner he dashed out billions rather, and most of the contracts were done by him alone, leaving Rivers people in the dark. Bakabuari Otaji says, I am not surprised at all. I know all these deprivations suffered by workers, pensioners, and the youths without employment and skill acquisition ventures were not for nothing but primitive accumulation of state resources. Newton Nikiri says, I find it hard to believe. You find it hard to believe that River State is highly in debt. Yeah. Considering that every project executed by the erstwhile governor was paid in full or more, things happen. No. Chile Edwin says, not surprised because the governor Simfora is telling us what we already know, but he should be bold to probe the former governor and not to entertain people with lamentations. Ekoa Prince Chukwuemeka says, the governor should do the needful. River State must move forward. God bless His Excellency Sasunala Ifobara and God bless River State. Charity Renabere says, we're not surprised, but the Almighty will strengthen our amiable governor and he will do the best he can. One more and I'll go to the call lines. Mr. Governor is indirectly trying to indict his political godfather, Nyesom Wike. Remember, he promised to probe the past governor as a way of getting back at him. He should trade with caution. Okay. So, let me come to you on the phone lines. You can call the numbers 0817-000951 and 0810-9510-951. Hello, Today 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Mascot, good morning.
I greet you very sincerely. And I greet my people in the studio, especially my old friend, Chief Love the Ogere.
Hey, Mascot, it's been a while.
I tell you, but I have a sense of guilt whenever I hear you have not been doing well for you. But God will help you.
God bless you. You are well in Jesus' name.
Amen. But Governor Sim Fubara will not prove Amechi or others.
Okay, so that's not the headline though. The River State is highly in debt. That's the headline. So you can begin from there.
Okay? And it is not a hidden fact that River State is highly indebted. Remember, if you followed the administration of the former immediate past governor of River State, at the beginning of his administration, he was constantly borrowing 10 billion. At the beginning of that administration. At a time, within 1 month or 2 or 3 months, the thing rose up to 70 billion as money he borrowed from different institutions, financial institutions. So when this governor who was the accountant general, is saying that the state is highly indebted. Yes, for that. Hence, there will be a probe to have a deeper insight into what happened. And Faustina, for the records, the accountant general of any state or the federation cannot be held responsible for any financial misdeed of that particular administration. Because he is not there for disbursement. The red seal of the president de la Republique or the state governor must be there before disbursement is made by the accountant general.
All right, thank you very much.
Cannot be held accountable.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right. Today 95.1 FM. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Next time from Awele.
All right, go ahead.
I greet everybody in the studio. Thank you for correcting that issue of I'm talking on the issue of approving. Honestly, I must tell you, this governor of Kubara is so lenient. The right what is happening now, and it was 5 years ago in the River State. Those facts will be pulled down by now. Some station will be filled by now. Honestly, this was going to protect the brother, that's the waste of time. I mean, this is a place of even probing. You say you let this place to the people. Now you don't have given ahead of this issue of probing. If you is sure, because I had one person that calling that the budget, the critical budget, I can't do that. And how can you only do that to give the budget to the people? Please, let this gentleman, Kubara. No, I want to do because what is happening now, I don't want to blame you because the last thing the only thing I can do to president is to tamper with the political future.
All right, thank you.
Let's to the governor. We wanted to put that man down, put the political career down. So whatever is doing,
all right, thank you very much. Thank you. Today 95.1 FM. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Faustina. Good morning, Faustina.
Good morning. This is Dr. Chris.
Yes. Good morning, Mr. Loveday. Good morning, Adam. Good morning. I have taken my time to listen to all of you. It appears that in the studio there you have Pro Wiki and Pro.
Your time is counting, Dr. Chris.
Yes. So, but that's by the way. Anyway, what is what doing is what doing well. Like Ogayema said, it is a normal thing to probe previous administration. If the governor didn't see fit to probe him, let him probe. When he finishes, someone else comes and probe him also. So that is how it goes. So there is nothing wrong about it. But let's not make it too political. Like the group, the pro and the anti that you have there, it doesn't sound well. Look as if Adams is speaking for Wike. Probably the other one that we have not received anything is speaking for him too. And then it looks as if Ogobidima is speaking for the people or thereabouts. But then, government is a country.
All right, Dr. Chris, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so when you call, yes, I know this is connected to the probe, but then again, we're talking about the debt in River State that the governor talked about. He said River State is highly in debt. And I'm asking, because some people are acting surprised that we're highly in debt, all right, that some projects have not been fully paid according to the governor, all right? So dwell on that. Then you can maybe, as a way of expanding your conversation, you can just bring in that. But that's not the headline itself, all right? Thank you very much. Today, 95.1 FM. Okay, I missed it. Do well to call back. 08109510951. And, of course, you can dial 08170000951. Today, 95.1 FM. Good morning.
Faustina, good morning.
Welcome.
Yeah, my senior in equity, Barrister Adams, I greet you. My name is Suzy. I'm calling from my community. I also greet your guy, Mando, Bidima, and others. Let me also look at it from this angle that how do we now begin to understand that River State is indebted from the angle of the governor? And we allude into authority because he was a former accountant general and then became a governor whose election, I do not even know how it was funded, because the last time I checked, I suppose
if you go into the account, the governor himself did not fund his election to that extent. So if we are saying that government of Rivers State is owing, and then the governor that left before said all the projects is leaving behind as he has commissioned more, that those projects have been completed and paid for. Somebody made a reference into the studio there, that anywhere they go for a groundbreaking, the former governor will say, if I'm owing you as a company, tell us here, because I know I've paid you 80%, I've paid you 90%. But the governor, because of this, now let me ask a question. If not for this particular conflict and crisis that is rocking the state right now, would the governor himself come up with this initiative of owing the contractors and all of that? And if the governor at the time wants to actually prove the former governor or the former administration, will he not start from himself? Because I listened to when Obidima.
All right, that's your time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right. But then again, before you call, as someone, you might not be in the corridors of power or in the offices to know that truly Rivers State is in debt. But as a Rivers person, don't you believe or don't you think that Rivers State is in debt? I mean, I want to know. Hello?
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm Meji from Port Harcourt.
All right, go ahead, quickly.
Okay, yes. The current governor said Rivers State is highly in debt. It's just like what the previous caller said. You know, I was wondering why he's coming up to begin to say these things now. You know, like to be frankly, this is a man that did not even know how a poster.
But is it impossible? Is it impossible for Rivers State to be in debt?
No, like the point you are making is because now it's not like people are saying he should come up and speak. This is a man that didn't even know how his campaign was funded. He didn't know how much logistics was.
Yeah, but that's beside the point. That's by the way. That's not the issue. That's not the issue. Is it impossible for Rivers State to be in debt?
It is not impossible.
Are you surprised that Rivers State is in debt?
Like the point I'm making, it's not impossible for Rivers to be in debt. But the point I'm making is, he's not complaining. Why did he not complain when they were using the state resources to fund his campaign?
Oh, that's what they used. I didn't know.
No, that's because it was still Rivers money that they will use to fund his campaign.
All right. Okay, that's your time. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. I mean, at the back of your mind, you are a resident in Rivers State, any state at all. Would it surprise you to hear that, I mean, your state is in debt? I'm just wondering. Rivers State is highly in debt, and over time, during the past administration, you hear, this project has been fully paid for, this and that. Going by the activities of the state government. I mean, we've been here. Government personalities, doling out monies, dashing people here and there. I mean, have we been acting like a state that is in debt? Hello? Good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
You're welcome.
This is Ambassador Umomo. As I'm calling you right now from Ghana local government under asylum.
All right.
My sister, I'm not down for the debt. But what I want to tell my able governor, please focus. Forget about if any contractor comes to you that they need to hold him money. Anyhow that you want to do, can pay or you don't want to pay, allow him to go. Focus to covering Rivers State. Focus to bring peace in Rivers State. Don't bring him, allow him to go. Don't bring any panel.
Okay.
Focus on what we are doing, because Rivers State are ready. For national news is Rivers State. Local news is Rivers State. So please, sir, this is your first dinner. Focus on governing Rivers State.
All right.
All this one.
Thank you.
All this one that make it job for you, they will not stand with.
Thank you very much.
So please, my able governor, do what you're supposed to do.
All right. Thank you. All right. Today 95.1 FM.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name?
My
My name is Ejoko Emmanuel.
All right, go ahead. Make it brief.
River State, highly indebted. I'm not surprised. The truth of the matter is this. When you're in school, boarding school, and then your parents came to visit you, and they ask you how you doing, from the look of the principal, you're okay. But at the end of the day, you're not okay. So Fubara then was not okay, but he can't speak. At the same time, the contractors are not okay, but they can't speak. But we believe any time from now, they will speak. So that's my own take. Thank you.
All right, thank you for going straight to the point. Okay, so let's read some comments and messages before we wrap up. Madam Faustina, I greet you, you and the guests especially. Please, okay. All right, I see that. Thank you. No, I've not been exposed to bullets. However, the fireworks in River State can be avoided, but the rats in the house... Okay. Yeah. Comrade Boma, you were supposed to react to a particular headline. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Their presenters, an Ikwereman and the patriotic Riversman, Governor Sim Fubara should probe Wiki in every area, including the overhead bridges, property acquired with state money. Yeah, state money. I don't know. State properties converted to personal ones, money laundered. You are alleging. Okay. I mean, these your allegations they're just too much now. But they are even away from any of the headlines that I read out to you. Oh, thank you. So just in case you didn't hear your text message, you didn't hear me read your text message, it's because you're not reacting to a headline or you're sending things that I cannot read on the air, okay? Just a moment. Good morning, moderator and the panelists. Why not allow the governor to indict himself? As speculated in some quarters, why are we crying more than the bereaved? A group of people woke up and wanted to remove the sitting. At least I should find a semblance of a headline in your message. Wow. Okay. It does seem like most of the messages are just reacting to the things that are in their heads or something. All right. Let me move over to WhatsApp portal and see what is there. Wow. Okay, I'll take one more call and then I'll go to Facebook, take a few comments and wrap up. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, Faustina, good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm Nina from Malo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the governor of River State telling us that River State is highly invested.
I
just want to say something concerning for me. I would like nothing to do that in whether in mind. Look, we see how it will happen. I will be. You understand? I would like make it that in whether in mind. I would like me enjoy. People want to go the wicket. Make him program, no problem. We are in this state now. We see how the game will play.
Okay.
Because what I'm saying here is, he was among this past government.
He's aware. He knows.
He was among them. So today, now, because of what is happening in the state, if you want to probe, let him come up now. We are waiting for him for the probe. Tell him we are waiting for him for the probe. Only thing I want to say, thank you. We are waiting for him.
All right. He will when he's ready. Okay. Thank you very much. On River State is highly indebted. Probing or looking into what happened in last administration by Governor Fubara is not a pity that. Is it not a pity that those who supported Wike to hang Mechi are crying foul? They now want probe to start from 1999. My worry is the bitterness Wike supporters exhibit while defending their mistakes and apology. Okay. From Stan. Stan, thank you. But let me go over to Facebook, just take a few comments, and we would wrap up the conversation here. I think I'm taking a few comments from the Real Talk post. So let me look at the post for opinion poll, take a few comments. Madu Oluchi Victoria. Anybody that is believing that this crop of rulers will do anything good. Okay. What headline though? Thank God Ability Atwegbu says, who are these forensic institutes to verify candidates' document before 2027 polls? Corruption will hinder them from performing their work. No be Nigeria we day. Okay. Newton Ikira says, including Tinubu's own. Which of the headlines? Which one? Oh, okay. Yeah, opinion poll. Because they have already been verified and found to be false. Controversial Bowman says this is another platform seeking to compensate political friends. They will still do the bidding of the politicians. There are already similar institutions that have been set up to check our politicians, but corruption has eaten deep into all our financial and crime institutions. We can never get it right in this country. We can never. That's strong goal. Harry Opara says, I hope the ruling forces won't use the institute to frustrate witch hunt perceived political opponents. Gifton Joko says they will never plan on how to transmit results from the polling units without technical glitches that they created. Martin Smart, it will still end up as usual because the head is totally corrupt. Annie Jacob says, are they trying to hijack the very work that INEC and political parties are supposed to be doing? It won't be solving anything. And maybe they feel like the political parties and INEC are not doing enough, so they want to come help them. Maybe they want to help. All right, so just two more, and we'll begin to round off. Robert Raboni Tubo says, Miss Faustina, you see that word forensic and palliative? It's fraud already in this our country, not today. Okay. I hope the Supreme Court, this is serious, only. I hope the Supreme Court won't tell Nigerians that it's unconstitutional. Otherwise, it's a good development in prevention of highly electoral fraud by the politicians. Okay. So I apologize if I'm not able to take any more comments on Facebook. We've got to wrap up. Yes, we really need to wrap up the conversation from here. Okay, so let me begin. Asim Adams, Esquire, legal practitioner, civil rights crusader, convener, Lawyers Without Border. Final words on the show.
Thank you very much. My final word here is the governor of Rivers State has the right to set up a pro panel, but he should not politicize it. That is just what I want to say. And finally, probe all facets of the state. And from time 1990 date, whether they've been probed before ETC consolidate the probes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Dr. Bidima.
Yes, from record available from GMO, MBS, as of 2023, Rivers State is indebted to a tune of 225.8 billion naira. Rivers State. So this thing was there was even a publication also before 2023, and by 2023 the debt profile of Rivers State increased by 7.something billion. So it's not the governor telling us. Those who follow some of these inflationary rates and all those things, this is something that have been done before now. But whatever it is, look, we have to reset Rivers State. Okay. And in resetting Rivers State, restructuring Rivers State is, we must clean the origin stable and start from a clean slate.
Okay.
If Fubara is positioned by God to to start it for a new rebirth
of River State,
we put our hands to hold him like Aaron and hold Moses.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Obidima, journalist, international affairs analyst, lecturer in international diplomacy, River State University. All right, Chief Lovedoke.
What can I say? I'm happy that majority of those who were the other side against Wike and Fubara and others, as at just last year, 2023, they are now, Fubara is a strength to them now. They are all enjoying the thing now. So when the table is turned to, it could be tomorrow, in politics it happens. So whatever that is happening, are not moved.
I'm a member of Labour Party.
I'm not moved because I know that your opponent in politics will always look for a window to retaliate, to avenge, whatever treatment he feels that you are giving to him. But my own is that whatever that is happening should not impede development of River State.
All right.
Governor Fubara, if you want to probe, go ahead. If you now that you have realized that projects were more expensive before now, do it in a lower price for us. I need development. They should give us peace in River State.
All right.
Because majority of those that are receiving the heat, the inconvenience, are those that are not benefiting from whatever. Those cashing out are there cashing out. This will allow us to breathe.
Okay. All right, Chief Lovedoke JP, social political commentator, analyst rather, community leader, voice of a nation living in River State. All right, Mr. Emmanuel.
Well, I certainly want to tell the governor of River State that it will be worth a while if he finds it necessary to probe the previous administration. It's only for accountability's sake. And as he's doing it, when they are saying don't politicize it, I don't know what it means, because a leopard cannot leave his spots. A politician, his activities must be political. Whichever way he's doing it, if you do not take 1 naira, no 1 naira will be found in your pocket. So I am saying, let there be peace. As you are probing, if ever you will probe, let you follow it peacefully.
All right.
Let River State benefit.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Emmanuel Ndukwe, our in-house analyst. And that's our show for today. My name is Faustina Oputu. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. Do stick around to the dial. Today, 95.1 FM. Kelly will be here tomorrow. All right, so stick around to the dial. Once again, top of the hour, I'll bring you the world news.
What do you love listening to? What's your style? What's your choice? What do you yearn for? So we've got great talk, amazing conversations, entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. So tune in to Today 95.1 FM. We're talking because we are the voice of the people. The voice of the people.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
Today is business. Today is a new trend for your businesses. We give you all the information you need to grow your business, new ideas and innovations that keep you earning more and staying relevant.
Every day, we engage in business, buying and selling, trading, and exchanging of services as individuals or as a country. Money goes round. It goes up and down. But have you ever wondered what business is all about? And have you ever wondered how you can stand out in your business?
Today FM has got you covered every Wednesday between the hours of 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Learn all you need from professionals on how the country runs its business affairs and how you can be an outstanding entrepreneur and grow your business.
Business Today.
Live your truth. Express your love. Share your enthusiasm. Take action towards your dreams. Talk your talk. And walk your walk.
It was years ago. There's a statute of limitation on this.
Make today worth remembering as we discuss issues as it affects Nigeria moving forward. Talk that talk.
Weekdays, 2 p.m.
Exclusively on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt. Voice of the people.
Hello, my people. Are you ready for an electrifying experience that would send shivers down your spine? Welcome to the thrill. Hold on tight as we dive into the hottest high life tracks that will make your pulse race and your feet move. It's not just a show. It's a musical and talk adventure that would leave you craving for more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the thrill. Mondays to Thursdays, 9 p.m. only on Today 95.1 FM.
It's been an exciting week. It's been an awesome week. And just in case you missed out on our big stories this week, we got you covered. Rewind comes up every Saturday, 6:30 a.m. And here you get a total rundown of all the big stories and trends for the week in River State. And this is brought to you by your premium talk radio, Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Rewind, 6:30 a.m. every Saturday. Don't miss it.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South Sound, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
This is Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Hello and good afternoon. This is the World News on your Premium Talk Radio. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. I am Faustina Uputu. And the headlines. Federal government reveals tax now major source of revenue. JAMB releases 36,000 outstanding results. On the foreign scene, at least 2 people die. Hundreds injured after France lawmakers' decision on voting. Now the details. The federal government has charged tax practitioners to work harder in getting more revenue from taxes, stressing that tax revenue is currently the highest income source for the Federation. It disclosed this through the Accountant General of the Federation, Oluwatoyin Mede, at the 26th Annual Tax Conference of the Chartered Institute of Taxation in Nigeria in Abuja, with the theme Sustainable Tax Culture and Economic Roadmap for Nation Building. The government pointed out that based on the current high revenue from taxes, members of the Federation Account Allocation Committee are always looking forward to the figures from the Federal Inland Revenue Service every month in order to have funds to share to the 3 tiers of government. Tax revenue as of today is the highest source of revenue accruing to the Federation. Meanwhile, the federal government has suspended the controversial 0.5% cybersecurity levy on electronic banking transactions. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said President Bola Tinubu ordered the suspension following deliberations by members of the Federal Executive Council, FEC. The minister spoke to newsmen at the State House in Abuja after the FEC meeting. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has released additional 36,540 unified tertiary matriculation examination results, which were earlier withheld for further investigation. Disclosing this in a statement, JAMB spokesman Fabian Benjamin said the latest release was in addition to the 531 results released the previous week, bringing the total results released to 1,879,437. He also denied claims purporting to emanate from the board that the outstanding 2024 UTME results currently being subjected to intense scrutiny by its team of experts had been compromised on account of a cybersecurity breach and that it is considering rescheduling the examination. Benjamin asked the public to disregard the report, saying it was created by fraudsters who are out to dupe the unsuspecting members of the public. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has threatened a nationwide strike. The union decried the failure of the federal government to appoint governing councils for federal universities. ASU also faulted what he described as the nonchalant attitude of the President Bola Tinubu-led federal government to matters pertaining to academics in Nigerian federal universities. The body of academics, during a media briefing at the University of Abuja, also faulted a 35% salary increment for professors and a 25% salary increment for other academics in the university system. ASU said it saw the increment as a wage award that could be withdrawn by the government anytime it deems fit. Speaking during the briefing, the president of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodike, noted that he has given the Tinubu-led government enough time to set things in motion. Over 11 million Nigerians are currently living with diabetes, with 30% of annual deaths attributed to non-communicable diseases linked to unhealthy diets, particularly the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages, also known as soft drinks. This was revealed by the Executive Director of Corporate Accountability and Public Participation in Africa, CAPA, Akimbode Oluwafemi, who spoke during a two-day journalism training on the effective sugar-sweetened beverage task and industry monitoring in Port Harcourt. Oluwafemi said the high prevalence of obesity, diabetes, hypertension, and other cardiovascular diseases has been linked to the widespread consumption of soft drinks. He called for urgent intervention to curtail the sale of products that pose significant health risks to society.
For us to make informed choices, for us to have right choices about our diet, and also to be able to stem the tide of the rising non-communicable diseases burden on the country. So today, there's hardly any family that does not have one family member suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, or some other cardiovascular diseases. And some of these are related to diet and the overconsumption of SSB products. So we need to begin as a people to sensitize the people. Also put pressure on government where there are loopholes in policies.
Oluwafemi also addressed the illegal actions against Nigerian customs regarding the 10% value-added tax on sugar-sweetened beverages.
Point that out to government to be able to assist government, because first we must agree that the 10 naira per litre tax is a step in the right direction. However, we also know that even the Nigerian customs were facing some challenges in the administration of that, and also that because it was a fixed tax, that the government needs to increase it so that it can also achieve the impacts that it was originally designed. We didn't see a response from the Nigerian customs, and according to the Act, we waited for the number of days we were supposed to wait, and when we didn't see the response, we had initiated an action.
Today FM's Uchendu Ejowa, who participated in the training, reports that representatives from media organizations, non-governmental organizations, and the River State government were present at the event. You're listening to the World News on Today 95.1 FM, Voice of the People. After the break, more news, foreign and sports stories. Stay tuned.
Every day, every hour, when the big stories break, depend on our 24-hour news team to bring you the latest. Today, 95.1 FM.
Welcome back to the rest of the stories. River State Governor Siminalayi Fubara says his administration inherited debt running into billions of naira from the previous administration. Governor Fubara made the revelation during the commissioning of the Aleto-Ebubu-Etel Road in Eleme local government area of the state. The commissioning is part of the activities lined up to mark the first anniversary of his administration. He also said he will make the white paper of the project public for the people to scrutinize the amount spent on the project.
And I believe 14th of August was not high because this administration. I also went further because as we're going now, we'll be going with a white paper to show record and amount this project was awarded at the cost of 6.7 billion. And I can say boldly that no kobo is remaining paid the contractor. The purpose of this is to let the world know that if there's no problem this administration has, it's debt. Most of the projects that are being commissioned, they are coming for their balance payments, and it's running in millions and billions. I said I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk because when you keep pushing me to talk, I will say it so that they will see it off the fire.
Earlier, Abia State Governor Alex Oti commissioned the road as he commended Governor Fubara for his achievement over the past 1 year.
10.98, almost 11 kilometers of road built by a reputable company and delivered in record time of 8 months. I want to congratulate the governor for what he has done. I want to thank him for remembering this community. I want to thank him for remembering from where he came. It is very easy not to remember, but he remembered and came back. God will continue to bless. I want to also congratulate him for the great job he's doing in River State. I have always said it, that leadership is service.
Meanwhile, the Emeka Beke-led All Progressives Congress in River State has urged Governor Siminalayi Fubara to ensure that any call for a probe should focus on key parameters such as transparency and disclosure within the period under review. In a media briefing in Port Harcourt, the embattled Publicity Secretary of the APC, Darlington Wauju, commended the governor for taking the step, saying a probe on the activities of the previous government will improve government performance. Wauju stressed that panel members should be impartial and competent individuals without political affiliations, emphasizing the need for independence in the investigation process. Recalling the APC's previous call for an inquiry into corporate donations during the COVID-19 pandemic, Wauju pledged the party's full support for the panel once it is constituted.
Or if you like, the audit of governance must focus on key parameters such as transparency and disclosure during the period under review, and most importantly, compliance with relevant laws and regulations within the period under review. And so we want to advise that persons to be considered for membership of such a sensitive panel must not have any political strings or attachments. They must be persons that are objective, independent-minded individuals.
Wauju further cautioned against using the panel as a tool for witch hunt, insisting that all government funds and assets must be accounted for through legal means.
Called in fact on Governor Siminalayi Fubara to probe corporate donations to the River State government during the COVID-19 era. And so this decision by the governor is endorsed by us. We support wholeheartedly, and we shall offer all manner of relevant support to this panel when it is finally set up to ensure that a thorough job is done and that the panel shall not in itself become a tool for political witch hunt.
Similarly, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party loyal to Governor Siminalayi Fubara, Robinson Namewo, says the establishment of a panel of inquiry on governance by the state governor will finally provide closure for Rivers people after over 8 years of uncertainty. Namewo, who also chairs the Governing Council of Captain Ilichi Amadi Polytechnic, emphasized that Rivers funds had been misappropriated for the past 8 years, with government properties and funds allocated to individuals. He noted that the past administration had similarly established a panel of inquiry on the Amechi government. Nameo stressed that the Commission of Inquiry would offer a true picture of Wike's administration over the past 8 years, emphasizing that government activities should be transparent and accessible to the public.
Even the government of Nyesom Wike, the immediate past governor of Rivers State and current FCT minister, did the same when he took over. He set up a commission of inquiry to inquire into the activities of the government of Right Honorable Chibuike Amici over the past 8 years. I think this step will help douse most of the tension in the state. One, particularly to the extent that there were a lot of misappropriations. For 8 years, Rivers people did not see their budget. For 8 years, government properties were allocated, appropriated to individuals.
In the same vein, a youth advocate in Rivers State, Chinedu Odike, says the full implementation of the white paper resulting from the panel of inquiry to be set up by Governor Siminalayi Fubara on the activities of the previous administration will be the greatest gift to the people of Rivers State. Speaking in an interview with Today FM, Odike welcomed the probe as a positive step, calling for unity and cooperation from all stakeholders. Odike, who described the planned probe as a welcome development that will require the support of everyone, urged anyone invited by the panel not to entertain any fear, expecting that the panel would not be witch-hunt to anyone.
For me, it's a welcome development that needs the support of everybody in Rivers State. Let me say on record that this panel is not set up to witch hunt anybody. So for those of you that will be invited, feel free, appear before the panel, make your presentations. Rivers people will listen, Rivers people will see, and Rivers people will be the judge at the end of the day. Because this panel is not set up to witch hunt anybody. Let me use this medium to thank His Excellency the Governor for taking this bold step in setting up this panel. The only gift you can give to Rivers people at the end of this exercise is the full implementation of any white paper from this exercise.
Similarly, a Port Harcourt-based youth activist, Charles Jaja, emphasized the importance of ensuring the panel's establishment is not merely a verbal threat. Jaja underscored the need for transparency and urged the governor to focus on key areas during the inquiry process. Meanwhile, a Port Harcourt-based human rights legal practitioner, Kingsley Ihoa, has expressed concern that the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara's decision to set up a panel of inquiry into the administration of past Governor Nyesom Wike may be politically motivated and ultimately yield no tangible results. In an interview with Today FM's Priye Izogu, Kingsley acknowledged that the governor has a legal right to establish such a panel, but one that the circumstances surrounding the inquiry are overly political and may undermine its effectiveness. Kingsley advised the Governor Fubara to focus on governance rather than getting distracted by political maneuverings. He also drew parallels with similar panels set up by past administrations, which fails to yield meaningful outcomes.
Well, when it comes to the legality or the wise of it, the governor has the right to do what he's doing right now. But it's more than just legal issues that play politics. He's a good student. He wants to learn from his master. Right from the time of Odili down to sin now, there have been a series of panel of inquiries and what happened at the end of it. They are just playing politics. His master did it. So he is also left. If you begin to dig out who is wrong or who is right, we'll have to start from the demolition, the defection of the lawmakers, the illegality or otherwise of the pact with the President Tinubu. While will a lawmaker or the lawmakers who defected from their party to another party be asked to come back? What is the brain behind all this? Legally, we know the implication.
On the lingering and multiplicity of court cases on Amehule and 26 other lawmakers, Kingsley said only the independence and financial autonomy of the judiciary can resolve all the issues in the political crisis in the state.
A chief judge will be telling governor, please, we don't have generator, buy all generator. When you are supposed to be independent in the real sense of it, financially and otherwise. How many times have the executive come to meet the judiciary, please, we need money to buy generator? They buy themselves all luxury cars, any type of car they want to buy. There be financial autonomy. When I'm not ready to come and beg you, the amount you are getting is the amount the other person is getting. You are getting 50,000 naira a month. I'm equally getting 50,000 a month. So what am I coming to beg you 50,000 naira for?
Moving on to the foreign scene, at least 2 people have been killed and hundreds injured in the Pacific territory of New Caledonia as riots continue in response to the French Parliament giving French residents their There, more voting rights. Protests over the issue first erupted into violence on Monday night, with people reportedly touching cars, setting buildings alight and attacking police stations. This is the worst unrest the territory has seen since the 1980s. The island, located between Australia and Fiji, has been a French territory since the 19th century. The violence started after lawmakers in Paris voted 351 to 153 to grant French citizens who have lived in New Caledonia for at least 10 years the right to vote in provincial elections. They argued this was democratically fair. To end the news, here's a summary of the major stories. The federal government has revealed that tax is now the major source of revenue in the country. You heard that JAMB has released 36,000 outstanding results earlier withheld for further investigation. On the foreign scene, we told you that at least 2 people have been killed and hundreds injured after France lawmakers' decision on voting. That was the news as edited by Ifunaya Ubemendukwe. For comments and inquiries, please call 0818-389-2850 or send your emails to news@todayfmlive.com. You can also read our stories on www.todayfmlive.com. I am Faustina Uputu. Good afternoon. Thanks for listening.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Please listen to this paid infomercial.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, we produce strong, correct medicine. They take the support with country healthcare system. What man, correct, holistic, obonge herbal medicine. We know they come out for public anyhow, like a big basket. Food gram as every Christmas have been bounty. Sick in itself, Sabi medicine will pass them. After all, monkey smart now because tree near tree is our forest. Heritage International will use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition. We don't become umbarumba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, you visit our offices where near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now you.
Hello and welcome to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. 080-33-111-946. On today's edition of the program, our topic for discussion is staphylococcal infection. And I have with me in the studio, Dr. Botumba Abiodun. Sir, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Staphylococcal infections do occur in the body system when Staphylococcus bacteria enters into the body system and spread within the body system, destroying body cells. Staphylococcus bacteria are majorly of 3 types that can afflict men. But of these 3, the most pathogenic in nature, that is the one that is capable of causing diseases easily in men, is the Staphylococcus aureus, because it is capable of invading body cells, destroying them, causing causing different pathological changes in the body. When Staphylococcus bacteria spread in the body system, there are a number of changes that one can experience. This can result to burning sensation within the individual, and this can be seen as fever from time to time or a situation where there is certain hotness coming from within. There can be skin manifestations in staphylococcal infection that can be given one periodic boils or rashes all over the body. In some people, such rashes can come around the pubic region or even leading to boils that can lead to blisters or even ulcers on the skin. It is possible for one to experience persistent headache in staphylococcal infection because the body fluid is already contaminated. Staphylococcus, as we know, is a form of bacteria. Any bacteria that is capable of spreading in the body system can lead to reactions in the body that can further damage body tissues. And when this occurs, it is possible for one to experience joint pains in form of infective arthritis. Part of this bacteria can spread deep into the tissues of the heart, affecting the valves of the heart. And when this occurs, you discover that there can be palpitation that some will start witnessing as if they have panic attack. When this is allowed to continue in the body system, it is possible for one to start getting tired easily. There are many people, by walking from one pole to another, they get tired, or by doing just something that is not supposed to be that tasking in terms of energy consumption, they discover that it's as if they don't have enough hair where they are located. All this can be as a result of weakness of the heart resulting from infection or spread of this bacteria we're talking about. When this bacteria is able to pollute the body fluid, it is possible for one to witness mouth odor. Mouth odor is a form of changes that is called halitosis, where people will start coming up with breath coming from within that is already polluted. There is no amount of time such people wash their mouth, you discover that the breath coming out is very offensive. All this can be as a result of pollution of the body system. It is possible, if any bacteria is able to dwell so long in the body system, to contaminate the whole body fluid and even damage nerves. When nerves are damaged, there can be tiredness. Not only this, it is possible for men to suffer a lot because this can degenerate to a situation where a man is unable to stand like a real man. When a man is unable to stand like a real man, it is seen as a serious challenge because the whole family can be affected. Part of the joy of the relationship can be stolen, and this can cause different rancors in the family. A man that is unable to stand as he should can find it difficult to get arousal. The desire for opposite sex can disappear, and once that arousal is not there, that is the ignition point. It means such a man will not be able to stand like a real man. In some people, the arousal can be there, but you discover that because nerves have been damaged, the transmission from the upper center down to the power point of man, that is in between his two thighs, can be weakened. When such occurs, you discover that such a man can even get arousal or is able to stand, but the type of standing that he has is not strong enough to help him to even get into the act. In some people, they make efforts to get into the act, but you discover that they are unable to spend more than a minute or more before they are exhausted. Mind you, before a man can be called a real man, such a man must be able to have the arousal as desired and also be able to sustain the energy he has been able to gather for a considerable length of time. That is when such a man can be able to make his partner happy when it comes to man-to-woman interaction. So such men do suffer from this from time to time. It's after knowing the root cause of the challenge that one will be able to know the right step to take for one to be totally free. Whenever you experience anything that we have been able to mention or other things, it's very important for one to visit a competent health caregiver who will be able to run tests on one and pinpoint where the problem lies and prefer solution. For more enlightenment and advice, the number to call is 080-33-111-946. I repeat, 080-33-111-946. Thank you all.
All right. You've been listening to the program Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. Let's take our sponsor's message. Don't go away. We shall be right back.
Herbal Heritage International, the Kokoroko, for herbal medicine, where they produce strong, correct medicine, they take it, they support with country healthcare system. Quatliman, correct, holistic, ogbonge herbal medicine, they know they come out for public anyhow, like a big basket, full ground, as every Christmas have been boundary. Sickness self sabi medicine will pass them. After all, monkey smart now, because tree near tree is a forest. Heritage International will use the technology of computer testing machine to see and know before attacking that your health condition, where don't become Obarugba for your life with the correct treatment. Therefore, whether definition or without definition, make you visit Herbal Heritage International. Offices way near you. Herbal Heritage International. Now
You're welcome back to Roots and Herbs. Roots and Herbs is a program that discusses health-related challenges and suggests possible ways out from the herbal medicine perspective. Roots and Herbs is put together and sponsored by Herbal Heritage International, also known as Baba Yoruba. Baba Yoruba is currently having a special promo package. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. This offer runs while the stock lasts at number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. Number 24 Ikwere Road, Mile 1 by Education Bus Stop, Port Harcourt. This promo package will give you the opportunity to enjoy 50% discount on all their products and services. And at the same time, it will give you the privilege of meeting Baba Yoruba himself at the venue. For details and inquiries, the telephone number to call is 080 33 111 946. I repeat, 080 33 111 946. 080 33 111 946. Until we come your way again, remain blessed.
And that was a paid infomercial.
All right, all you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique diet. We've all been there. Your favorite artist, a football match, or a big event is happening. Your computer is ready, your mobile phone too, and sometimes you even ask your friends to make a joint effort to see if you can secure a ticket to that very special event. All set. We're in a virtual queue, and then... What? The tickets are sold out within minutes, and not so long later they appear on other websites at astronomical costs. This phenomenon is happening all over the world, and is frustrating fans and artists who have complained about how little is done and how hard it is to secure tickets to that very special event you want to go for. I'm Beverly Ocheng, and in this episode of What in the World from the BBC World Service, we're asking, can ticket touts be beaten? But first, let's try and get a sense of the scale of the ticket tout problem. South Korea has really been struggling with ticket touts recently. There's obviously a big culture around K-pop idols there, and fans are willing to pay big money for good seats. Rachel Lee is a BBC reporter in Seoul and sent us this.
Let me start with what has been the most controversial case recently. Im Young-woong, he's one of the prominent figures in Korean music. He's especially adored by women in their 50s and 60s. He hosted a notable year-end concert recently, and tickets for the event, of course, was sold out within minutes. sparking controversy as scalpers inflated prices by a staggering 30 times of the original value. Now, Jang Bum-jun, he's another well-known K-pop ballad star. He faced a similar issue with his planned January concert, which was ultimately canceled just days before. This was actually because of the ticket scalping issue, and to combat ticket scalping, he introduced a novel approach, issuing tickets in NFT format, which is accessible only via user-verified smartphones. Scalping has even happened in esports sector as well. Last year's League of Legends World Championship, tickets vanished within minutes of release, only to reappear on resale platforms at prices 10 times their face value. It's no secret how effortlessly ticket scalpers secure tickets these days. They employ macro programs such as PC software that swiftly selects vacant seats and processes payments in a mere 10 seconds. Despite the hurdles, official ticket vendors have implemented strict self-verification measures during on-site checks to deter scalping. This entails verifying the buyer's ID card against booking information to validate ticket ownership. However, these safeguards haven't stopped scalpers from finding loopholes to resell the tickets.
So technology is playing a role in preventing ticket reselling. It's also playing a massive role in the new generation of ticket scalping. Bots programmed to scoop up all the tickets before most of us have had a chance to punch in our credit card details. Alessandro Moretti is a criminologist and the author of the book The Rise and Rise of Illegal Touting. He's actually managed to speak to some of these people who are doing this and found out some of their secrets. Hello, Alessandro.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
So I'm curious, how has ticket touting, or ticket scalping as it's known here in the UK, evolved over the time that you've been looking at it?
The biggest developments, I would say, have been around the use of technology to allow kind of malpractice and deviant sellers to purchase tickets in large amounts and relist them on intermediary websites to then profit from the sales.
And I'm very curious, who are some of these people who are buying those tickets and who are the beneficiaries of it?
The beneficiaries are the sellers themselves. Everyone else, I would say, is either a victim or is indirectly suffering from the practices. They either miss out or they pay more than they intended to or than they were promised. Even after paying more, they may not be given access to the event.
And the touters themselves, who are they? Are there any that you've been able to identify in the course of your study?
Most of the individuals that I've spoken to do not actually use bots per se.
And that means that they would be hidden identities, anonymized, and that makes them difficult to track, doesn't it? How do you do it?
They go to some extent to hide their identities, but a lot of them are still operating outside stadiums, outside venues, so they're very much still visible in my experience.
How did you get them to trust you, building that relationship for you to be able to get a sense of how they operate?
I initially posted on a website called Craigslist, but because Craigslist doesn't block the resale of tickets, I posted on there. I said, hey, I'm a researcher, I'm a student, I'm looking to interview ticket sellers. And you'd be surprised, but actually I got a lot of messages from sellers. I guess they were surprised, they were intrigued by the research. And at the same time, they were keen to share their experiences, to tell their side of the story. I mean, you mentioned the kind of secret hidden identities. I guess for a lot of them, they don't often have the opportunity to talk about this kind of stuff. A lot of their friends, perhaps, and family don't know necessarily how much money they make, how many tickets they buy. It's a kind of more secret hidden part of their identities. Through these processes, I was able to befriend them and get them to share some of the tricks that they adopt on a regular basis.
What are some of the very intriguing stories they told you, and how much is the most money that anyone said they made out of scalping tickets?
Off the top of my head, I can't remember a precise figure, but I did speak to individuals who basically traveled the world thanks to their profits. They would follow artists or teams, or, for example, Formula One, or if there was a tour of a particular band.
Wow.
They would buy tickets for not just the UK leg of the tour, but for, Amsterdam, Paris, New York, Tokyo, etc. And their profits would fund the traveling and the accommodation I think in my experience and from my research, I would say that unfortunately a lot of the practices of the primary market actually need to be looked at in addition to and alongside the secondary market, which is of course rife with problems. A lot of the sellers that I spoke to revealed many tricks of the trade, many loopholes, many glitches, imperfections within the primary market systems that they routinely exploit. In addition to the loopholes, there's a considerable amount of fraud that happens on the primary market. By that I mean individuals with access to tickets who have preferential relationships with touts. So before the tickets even appear on the secondary websites, before they're on Viagogo or StubHub, etc., touts have endless access through the creation of multiple memberships, and I'm referring here to the loopholes, and then additional kind of access to tickets through members of staff, individuals that work at box offices, sometimes athletes, artists, promoters. So in my book especially, I acknowledge the issue of the bots, I acknowledge the kind of increased risks and opportunities that the technology has brought into the market. But I would again argue that much of the problems are still existing in the primary market.
The methods may have changed, but ticket touts are nothing new. If you go back a few thousand years, there was probably some dodgy guy stood outside the Colosseum in Rome who could get you a black market ticket to a day's gladiator games. However, it doesn't look as though the law has caught up with the scale at which tickets can be bought up. But while lawmakers and the primary ticket sellers may be partly to blame, ultimately, so are the people willing to pay premium prices. Touts wouldn't buy those tickets if they weren't confident that they couldn't resell them for double or triple the price to fans desperate to see their favorite act or team. Changing human nature might be a big ask, though. Well, that's it for today's episode. You've been listening to What in the World from the BBC World Service. I'm Beverly Ocheng, and tomorrow Hannah will be back with you. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
All right, all you need to know about this one is that
95.1 FM. Such a unique diet.
What's a successful business without sales? And what is sales without an audience? Well, do you know that you can reach 8 million listeners across 6 states in 2 geopolitical zones all at once? How? With Today 95.1 FM, you can get millions of people to know about your business. And what does that mean to you? More sales. Call 081 389 2850 now for more information.
You say you'll be down in 5. The smell of your perfume is floating down the stairs. You're fixing up your hair like you do. I know that I'll be a mess the second that I see you. You won't be surprised. It happens every time. It's nothing new. It's always on a night like tonight. I thank God you can read my mind. 'Cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless. Staring at you standing there in that dress. What it's doing to me ain't a secret. 'Cause watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time I'm just as nervous every time you walk into the room. I'm speechless. It started when you said hello. Just did something to me. And I've been in a daze ever since the day that we met. You took the breath out of my lungs, can't even fight it. And all of the words out of my mouth without even trying. And I'm speechless, staring at you standing there in that dress. watching you is all that I can do. And I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, I'm speechless. Yeah, it's always on a night like tonight. I thank God you can read my mind. 'Cause when you look at me with those eyes, I'm speechless. I'm standing there in that dress. Girl, it ain't a secret. 'Cause watching you is all that I can do. Oh, I'm speechless. You already know that you're my weakness. After all this time, I'm just as nervous. Every time you walk into the room, I'm speechless. Oh, you know it, baby.
I put my feelings on safety, so I don't go shooting where your heart be. 'Cause you take the bullet trying to save me, then I'm left to do what making you bleed. And that's a whole lot of love, ain't trying to waste it. Like we be running them out and never make it. That's just too bitter for words, don't wanna taste it. That's just too bitter for words, don't wanna face it. But I think that I'm done tripping, I'm tripping, I've been sipping, that's how I control this feeling you keep giving, you keep on hitting it, ooh, oh. Maybe it's your love, it's too good to be true. Baby boy, your love got me tripping on you. You know your love is big enough, made me trip on you. Yeah, it's big enough, got me tripping on you. Tripping on you. My bad for tripping on you. Tripping on you. My bad for tripping on you. Tripping on you. Baby, know you cool when I ain't waiting, but I act a fool when I don't get it. And I'm steady bruising just to save this, but I tripped on your love, now I'm addicted. And that's a whole lot of love, ain't trying to waste it. Like we be running them out and never make it.